In the quiet village of Idera, where palm trees swayed with the evening breeze, lived a young boy named Tunde. He was clever, full of energy, and always curious about life beyond the farm. His father, Baba Tunde, was a respected farmer who taught him that patience and honesty were the roots of success. Every morning, they worked together in the fields, planting yams under the warm Nigerian sun. But as Tunde grew older, the lessons of his father began to sound like old songs. He wanted adventure, laughter, and the thrill of something new. That was when he met Kola, a boy from the next compound known for his loud voice and reckless smile. Kola always had stories about quick money and fun without work, and Tunde found them exciting. Kola became Tunde's closest friend. They played, laughed, and often snuck away from the farm to swim in the river or chase lizards in the bush. One afternoon, as the sun burned orange, Kola whispered, "Tunde, why waste your youth digging the ground? Let's do something better. Let's make real money." Tunde hesitated, remembering his father's warning. The easy road often leads to trouble. But Kola's words echoed louder than his father's wisdom. "I know a trader in the next town," Kola said. "We'll sell some of your father's yams and share the money." Tunde's heart pounded. It was wrong, but the thought of holding real cash felt powerful. His mind wavered between right and wrong like a leaf caught in the wind. That night, as the moon hung low, Tunde could not sleep. The sound of crickets mixed with Kola's tempting voice in his head. He imagined the money, the clothes, and the thrill of being seen as someone important. Just one time, he thought. Father will never notice a few missing yams. At dawn, he quietly followed Kola to the barn. Together, they loaded a basket of yams onto Kola's donkey. The morning breeze felt heavy on Tunde's skin, as though the spirits of the land watched in silence. He wanted to stop, but Kola smiled and said, "Don't worry, my friend, nothing will happen." They walked for hours to the nearby market in Idera. The road was long and dusty, lined with tall grass whispering secrets. Tunde's heart raced with fear and excitement. When they reached the market, Kola sold the yams quickly and handed Tunde a few coins. "See? Easy," Kola said, grinning. But as they celebrated, an old woman selling fruits watched them closely. She recognized the yams. They came from Baba Tunde's farm. Her wrinkled face turned serious. "Does your father know you sold his harvest?" she asked softly. Tunde froze, his hand trembling over the money. Guilt filled his chest like a heavy stone. That evening, Baba Tunde returned from the farm and noticed the missing yams. He called out, "Tunde, come here." His deep voice carried both strength and love. Tunde avoided his eyes and mumbled excuses, but Baba Tunde knew his son too well. "You took what was not yours," he said calmly. "Tell me the truth." Tunde broke down and confessed everything, the plan, the market, and Kola's influence. His father sighed deeply, staring into the fading light. "Son, the path of disobedience may look smooth, but it ends in pain. Tomorrow you will return to that market and make things right." The next day, Tunde went back to Idera with his father. The villagers were already whispering about what had happened. Baba Tunde spoke to the market elders and repaid the money. He bowed and said, "Let this be a lesson to my son and all who hear of it." Tunde stood beside him, ashamed, his eyes filled with tears. When they returned home, Baba Tunde did not shout or strike him. Instead, he said softly, "A father's pain is not from his son's mistake, but from his refusal to learn." Those words pierced Tunde's heart more than any punishment could. News of Tunde's confession spread quickly, but Kola refused to change. He laughed it off, calling Tunde "father's boy." Weeks later, Kola tried stealing from another farmer's barn. This time he was caught and taken to the village chief. His punishment was severe. His family was shamed, and he was made to work for months to repay what he stole. When Tunde heard about it, his heart sank. He realized that if not for his father's love and wisdom, he could have shared the same fate. The difference between him and Kola was a single choice, the choice to admit wrong and change. Tunde began to work harder than ever. Each day, he rose before dawn, helping his father without complaint. Baba Tunde watched quietly, his pride growing. Slowly, the villagers began to see the change in Tunde. Even the old woman from the market smiled at him again. One evening, Baba Tunde placed a hand on his son's shoulder. "My boy," he said, "the world is full of voices. Some lead you forward, others lead you astray. The wise man listens with his heart, not his ears." Tunde nodded, finally understanding the depth of those words. Months later, another chance came. A merchant came to Idera, offering jobs for young boys in the city. Kola returned and whispered, "This is our chance again. Let's leave this boring place." The old temptation flickered in Tunde's mind, but he remembered the shame, the tears, and his father's patience. This time, he smiled and said firmly, "Kola, I choose my father's path." Kola frowned and left, muttering under his breath. That night, Baba Tunde saw his son sitting quietly under the stars and said, "You have become a man, Tunde, not because you were grown, but because you have learned." Years passed, and Tunde became one of the most trusted farmers in Idera. His yams fed many, and his name was spoken with respect. Baba Tunde grew old, but his heart was at peace. "You once fell," he told his son, "but you rose wiser than before. That is what matters." And so the villagers told the story of Tunde, the boy who learned that disobedience may bring quick gain, but obedience builds lasting honor. The palm trees of Idera still whispered that lesson to every child who passed by. Listen to wisdom, even when it sounds slow. The fast road often ends in regret.